But a lot of people around the world, they are paying attention now. This particular event that we are having right now with you is all around the world. Every country that's a member of the United Nations Environmental Program, United Nations, they are having conversation around Stockholm Plus 50, because it's been 50 years now since we made a decision that we will mainstream environment into development planning and to ensure that human life becomes better. But this year, after 50 years, the theme of this year and the celebration of this year is a healthy planet for the prosperity of all. Can I state that again? The theme of this year is a healthy planet for the prosperity of all. Can we say it together? 1, 2, go. A healthy planet for the prosperity of all. Great. Question 1. Liberia, as we know, is doing its best. From your perspective as someone studying in the environment, somebody studying environmental science, somebody who's trying to carve off a career, what do you think are some of the major environmental issues in Liberia that we must be dealing with? What do you think are some of the major environmental issues? If you want to talk, you put your hand up. If you don't want to talk, I'll put your hand up for you. So I'll start with you. Thank you. You call your name, where you studying, and then I'll write.
I'm student Awina Pikwe, studying environmental science major, chemistry minor. To answer your question, some issues include pollution, like plastic pollution, deforestation, and etc. Okay,
plastic pollution, deforestation, those are big words, and we'll eventually have to go. And from somebody else, anybody, plastic pollution, deforestation, and what? Deforestation, plastic pollution, and what? And etc. Etc. They're not answer. Okay, great. Let's start from here.
All right.
If I give you question, you give me etc. answer. They mean etc. mean etc. mean end of thinking capacity. I mean, what am I thinking now? Only way I start.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Lee Wongwe Jr. Based on the context of this discussion, key issues that relate to environmental problem in Liberia can be considered as 1, land derogation. What a land derogation is? Land derogation is a cause for anthropogenic we have to do with human activities or impact within a specific land space that relate to what? Deforestation or cutting down of trees that also cause problem for soil fatalities and water level on the groundwater table. The next one has to do with mining. We have to deal with what? Threat to biodiversity. Artisanal and small scale mining, ASM. So ASM mining also play key role because the reason is that they are not technically informed to understand what happens in the sector to have a driver in terms of plan. So when they mine, they don't take into consideration reclamation of the land. So it also affects water table. It also affects biodiversity, species within a specific areas where they operate. So in addressing these issues, there should be a national plan of actions that we should be able to address. These actions can come through with what we call mitigation measures and approach. How do the mitigation measures come about? Policy institutions that are responsible. Let's take for instance, when it comes to land issue, we have the Liberia Land Authority, we have the Forestry Development Authority. So they should be able to develop an idea in terms of mitigations and measures control. Mining a key driver with respect to biodiversity. Policy institution, Ministry of Mines, and aware that EPA should work collaboratively with ASM's miners to be able to develop smart mining approach. Thank you for recording.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's strong. I like that. But the loss of biodiversity, artisanal mining, unsustainable. right? Or not unsustainable because there's no sustainable mining. There's responsible mining. If you dig a pig, you must be able to reclaim that place, right? Yeah, because for revenue issues. Great.
Okay, my name is student Sarah Devisana. I'm studying environmental science major, biology minor. I want to say thank you ever so much for hosting this occasion here on our campus. Thank you so much. And some issues we are facing in our environment today are, as we all know, in Liberia, we got many issues, but just to name a few, we got deforestation. And deforestation, the main causes of deforestation is agriculture without outcome. We are having agricultural activities around the country and everywhere, but we are not seeing outcome of it, and we are still importing food in Liberia. And the next one is mining. Mining activities. Mining, it causes land segregation, it causes landslide, it causes harm in the indigenous areas. Like when you go to the southeast, you see mining activities there enough, and they're not doing it responsibly. Yeah. And the last one I have here is poor waste management. Poor waste management is something that is very going on, that is very bad in our country. If you see the capital city of this country, which is Monrovia, you will see waste are being dumped on the streets. On the streets. So because of poor management of waste, we experience air pollution, we experience sicknesses. Yeah. I will stop there.
Great. That's really excellent. You talk about waste disposal, you talk about deforestation, agriculture without outcome. I like that. I really, really love that. You talk about mining activities, land degradation, landslides in the southeast. Well, poor waste management too as well.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm student Yini, reading environmental science major and biology minor at the African American Episcopal University. As it relates to some environmental issues in our country,
give me new ideas.
Yeah. We talk about the issue of sea level rise that causing the issue of West Point and that of nuclear time. Pretty soon, like the issue in 2010, we have a bigger project from the government of Liberia. And in 2021, during President George Weah regime, he launches the project of the beach defense, coastal defense project that was launched in Nukutan, and subsequently came at West Point. So looking at that, we think that these are major environmental problems that we need international intervention to see how that we can solve. Thank you all so much for the time.
Great. You give me a new idea. You know, don't say what somebody else have already said. Waste disposal, we already know it. Eh? Thank you so much. You had your hand up for a while. Let's have actually coming. Mama Point, actually coming.
So hello everyone, I'm Aliyu J. Pusa. I'm studying environmental science major, chemistry minor. So in Liberia we have several other environmental problems or issues that we all know about somehow, and the major aspect is the one that is not mostly emphasized, which have to do with environmental education. One of the very important environmental problems in Liberia have to do with education. We have a populations, we have forests, we have water, but people are not educated enough to know how to go about taking care of these resources that we have at our hands. So one of the key environmental problems in Liberia have to do with environmental education. Thank you.
Environmental education. Now we're here for Mama Point. You. Yes. Give me new idea. I want new idea.
I'm T1 Johnson. I'm T1 Johnson, reading environmental science major and biology minor. And some environmental issues in Liberia will be unplanned human settlement, poor sanitation, and the lack of awareness.
You are live.
yeah. Some environmental issues in Liberia will be unplanned human settlement, lack of awareness, and poor. Thank you.
Poor sanitation. Thank you so much. Craig, I was setting for you too anyways. So after we have two more persons answering this first question.
Okay, I'm Senegal, and I'm studying environmental science major, chemistry minor. Some of the issues we have illegal sand mining that leads to cost erosion, illegal sand mining, and also the plastic waste, as it is in the water, so we have waste going within the water. These are some of the issues that we have in Liberia.
You said what? Environmental what? Coastal erosion.
Coastal erosion, you have plastic waste within the water, and you have illegal mining. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think, let me make an exception. Please clap for her. So we have you, and then we have another person.
My name is Aaron G. Demi. My name is Aaron G. Demi. I did research and I found a topic called the views of environmental affairs, which got to do with teenage pregnancy, got to do with the overpopulation, it also got to do with degradation as well. So as relating to teenage pregnancy, as you look at the ratio, okay, when it comes to the deforestation aspect, when we look at our forests now, there are more people doing the cutting down of trees, and they are not replanting. So if we look at the ratio, our forest is going down, and there is no replanting of trees into the forest. So I call my topic that I wrote down is the view of environmental affairs.
Great. Thank you so much. You graduated senior?
Junior student.
Junior student. Let's have one more person. Then we go to the next question.
Yeah, thank you so kindly. Sorry for the poor quality of my voice. My name is student Abraham D.S. Pando Jr., studying environmental science major and biology minor. I would like to basically talk about the issue of pollution for rural and coastal water for industrial areas. We realize that there are a lot of industries that are in Monrovia and Liberia as a whole, and there are a lot of concession agreements that have been signed with these industries and other places. But the issue of their waste, where they are putting them in the water, the coastal areas, it is creating a serious pollution for the various communities and the dwellers within this particular country. If the government or on a national scheme, they can see as to how they can be able to mitigate some of the measures of pollutions, from also the issue of the raw sewage, the sewages, the pollution from the sewages, from separate tanks and other different places. These are things that are also causing and attributing to pollution. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Anybody from behind there? Anybody from excuse me. Yeah, here's your mic for you. You said you wanted to talk, yeah? Thank you. Environmental issues.
My name is Priscilla Ellen Beatty. My name is Priscilla Ellen Beatty, studying environmental science major, biology minor. One environmental problem faced with in Liberia is unsustainably hunting of wildlife. That is, hunting the smaller animals and leaving the bigger ones. So with that, we expect depletion of animals.
Okay, not bad. Thank you so much. You behind there. Don't worry, I got 3 more questions. Everybody will talk in the room, yeah? So you will be the last person we're hearing from.
My name is Yata Chole Masale. I'm studying environmental science major in chemistry minor. One environmental problem is waste management in the terms of polluter pay principle. If we create our dikes, we are responsible to pay for it. For me, as in Liberia, we create the deck. We don't do polluter principle. We don't pay. So we just, for example, you see a lady go to the market. For her to buy maybe a bag, like maybe she will use. She buy plastic today, she don't pay. The next day she buy plastic, and you know plastic it can decay. So it just create a lot of debt. So if we use polluter pay principle, trust me, waste will be less in this.
I mean, wow. We're coming to, actually, you try answering the next question, but please put your hands together for trying to answer the first question. Well, I think we have the last one before we close because your hand been up for like forever. You been setting for the first question, right? So just throw your own there, you be fit.
So I'm Harriet Wayne.
No,
I'm student Harriet Wayne. So one of the key environmental problems we find in Liberia is effluent discharge that has to do with sewage disposal. We noticed that in Monrovia we have a lot of toilet built in an open area and it causes a lot of damages on our water we drink. So that's one of the problems.
I mean, effluent discharge is major. I mean, it causes a lot of illnesses. I mean, it's a major challenge for all of us. So please finally put your hands together for yourself for answering this question. So we have identified all the environmental issues as much as possible. We've listed tons of them. Liberia as a country, we created the Environmental Protection Agency in 2002. We created the Forestry Development Authority 1976. Liberia has always, in fact, in 1972, Liberia created a public health law. And Liberia has always been creating laws, trying to do the right thing, being part of everything as much as possible to not be left behind.
I am Katsura Wakumbuya and I study environmental science major in biology minor. So the question that he asked, I will say no, because I mean, there are laws being put in place today and every other day and years before and years that will come. But then I personally feel like those laws are being made, but then people are not aware. Let's take, for example, so many of us here, if environmental science would have been a major in AMEU, majority of the people who have run to accounting, management, biology, and chemistry and just stay there. There are a lot of people that are going to school today, they are not even aware. Take, for example, a person driving a responsible car. They are eating a banana in that car. They will pull down their windshield and throw that dirt on the street. Yes, they are educated, yes, they are well-fed and everything, but they are lacking education concerning our environment. And take an example, people that are in the market today, they are not educated. Liberia need people going on the field to do field work and not just people making laws and sitting behind those laws. I feel that those laws should be taken to people out in the communities, at hospitals, at schools, at churches, everywhere. I feel like that would be the fastest means of which that those environmental issues that need to be fixed in Liberia will be able to be, fixed properly.
Great, I like that. So we are not acting quickly enough. Yes. For us to act quickly enough, we should focus on implementation of those laws. Not only the development of those laws, right? Not only everybody looking for blue-collar jobs, but education and awareness, Let's do oral science.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tracy Wosu, reading environmental science major, chemistry minor. Yes, for me, I would say no to the question.
No, that we are not acting quickly.
Yeah. Why? Because looking at the characteristics of a healthy planet, It means that the environment should be free, or the planet should be free from pollution, chemical contaminant, free from climate change or disease that is capable of causing death, and resources should be available.
New idea, new idea.
So,
do you think we are acting quickly enough?
Yeah, so thank you very kindly for the opportunity. So again, I'm Ebenezer Smolia. I read biology major of emphasis in chemistry. I'm not an environmental student, but also a youth advocate as it relates to the environment. So to the question asked, I want to say yes. The reason I'm saying yes is because I was opportune to have been one of the few youth advocates for the environment that participated in the National Adaptation Plan that was held at Corona Hotel a few months back. And he also served as an MC for that program. We were there. And there are a few things that were mentioned within the National Adaptation Plan as it relates to the improvement of environmental issues in Liberia. And to the few youths that were there, we asked the director, the EPA director, that is Wilson Tapp, as it relates to youth empowerment. And he also made mention that as it relates to environmental education, that National Adaptation Plan that was launched by the Speaker of the House, that is Buffer Chima, at that time you were there will be more youth that will be employed in order to carry on awareness around the community. So from that angle, I say yes, Liberia is improving because that adaptation plan was launched. Thank you very much.
So the adaptation, Liberia has a national adaptation plan specifically dealing with climate change and environmental issues, right?
No, I would say no.
You say no?
Yes.
Tell me why no.
My name is student Lina Endolo. I'm reading environmental science major, biology minor. I said no because due to the lack of law enforcement, like deforestation and pig soiling, our forest is very important to us. We are blessed as Liberia to have a forest. But then people go and do pig soiling, they cut down those important trees that are very important. Some are there for historic purpose, some are there to serve as habitat for animals. But then a man lacking idea and knowledge of this tree, he will go and cut it down, all because he wants to earn money. Coming to the city, importing the plank, and then I will be attacked by FDA. And they'll say, oh, you went, you carry on a pig soiling. And say, but due to fair testing, because you're in favor of me, I've bribed you, and you say, oh, let that man pass, right? Because the law is not enforced, and you are doing your job. One man cannot make it all. So due to fair testing and pig soiling, they are not enforcing the law because they are there destroying our plant species that are very important, and the trees or the forest serve as a carbon sink. So,
thank you so much. That's amazing. I will stay with Mama Point and come to you.
Yeah. So my name is Faith C. Smith. I'm not a major in environmental science. I'm majoring in public health, but minor in environmental science. So first I sat there and I was listening quietly to all of my colleagues. They were saying yes, no, and all of that. So here should I say yes. For the Stockholm consultation that we are all here gathered is a progress for Liberia for us to be here today. The establishment of the Environmental Protection Agency since 2003 is also a progress for us to be acting quickly on these environmental issues. I can say when you visit these various places where we have deforestation and sea erosion and all of that, there have been mechanisms put in place by the Environmental Protection Agency to stop citizens from doing these things in our country. But yet as citizens, we still go about doing all of these things. I mean, we are in a country where we have law insistence, but if we see the progress of the government, let us learn to be able to enforce the progress of the government to be able to have a unique society.
I would say no, and in other words, I will have to back that because a healthy planet we have to look at the characteristics of a healthy planet before it's something that question that has to do with clean water and sanitation, proper waste management, human resource capacity building, and that a proper urban planning. So there are a lot of conventions that Liberia is signatory to as it relates. Let's just limit it to the Ramsar Convention. And the Ramsar Convention said that we should save our wetlands, we should sustainably use our wetlands. But if you happen to go into a very Ramsar site in Liberia, like the Missouri wetland, you get to know that the depletion of mangrove is on the rise, and the mangroves secrete 10% carbon than even the actual forest that we are talking about. Aside from that, the mangrove also serve as a habitat and feeding ground for other endemic species. And like the Dinah monkey, the sharp-nosed crocodile, and the African and other bird species that go to feed within the mangrove. But the depletion of mangrove within the very Ramsar site in Liberia is on the rise. So if EPA and other state actors in the environment as it relates to the environmental sector can enforce those laws or can enforce those regulations that will minimize the depletion of mangrove, then I would say Liberia is heading somewhere. We are actually acting, but it's not quickly. Yes, so on that note, Liberia is not acting quickly towards a healthy planet.
I'm Jalo Flomo again. I would say yes, Liberia is acting quickly. For as we all know, the word quick also takes time to be pronounced. So if you say someone acting quickly,
just don't tell us about quickly. Don't define quickly to us. I mean, says what? We all know what quickly means. And so, who all know what quickly means? Quickly means quickly.
Okay. So after the government went to this very agreement, they signed them. The government cannot do all, for God's sake. So the government partners with other NGOs. NGOs now, if you go to the ocean coast, even if you go to Cape Mount, looking at the coast, the fishermen there, they are aware of sustainable fishing. They know why it does for them. They along the coast or going to the ocean, the man living at the coast, he knows if plastic enters the ocean, he knows what it takes to his life, what shortage it will give to the fish income. So looking at that, the NGOs now play their part through partnering with the government to build the capacity of people living around those. If you go in the forest today, you're going to see forest rangers. If you just go in the forest, maybe you're trying to observe, you'll see forest rangers with placard or awareness sticker that indicating that cutting down trees unsustainably is bad. Yeah, so through that I can say yes, the government is acting fast.
Liberia is acting fast to achieve a healthy planet for the prosperity of all. I want somebody who hasn't spoken yet.
Good afternoon to all. My name is Beniza Kamor, and my answer is no.
You are a Kamor?
Yes, I'm a Kamor. My answer is no. Because we see our daily activity around us. But one thing I want to say here is there should be some level of penalty. Yes. And for the violators that will violate the law, everybody is talking about enforcement. So after the enforcement, what next? Penalty. So that's what I want to say.
So for example, we should fine people.
Fine people. Yes. Yes.
All right. Thank you ever so much for endangering this unique program.
Nobody behind there can hear you.
All right. My name is Eddie Khan. I'm not a student of this university. I was invited by my boss, Going Saninga. Attending to the question you asked about what Liberia is like acting fast when it comes to the issue of environmental, I would say Liberia is acting but not really fast. One of the main issues we got today.
So you acting?
Yeah, but we are not really acting fast.
Really fast.
Yeah. One of the main issues we got today with the problem of waste disposal is that because we don't have any kind of recycle policy being set up in place to recycle our waste.
That you know of?
No. No. Because if we do have a recycle policy being set up in place where we collect all of our plastic bags from the street and go and then recycle them whenever we use them, try to reproduce them, to use them for something else, we will not find enough plastic bags around the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another thing has to do with the issue of resettlement plan. We don't have any policy when it comes to resettling our affected people when it comes to environmental issues. Sometimes we just go about carry on development and then we leave the people vulnerable. We're all coming back to decide for them as to where to stay after the project.
So to interject quickly, do you know that the environmental protection and management law requires for every development that happens?
Yeah, but they don't have a policy being set up.
Well, I mean, it's a law. It has to happen. Yeah? Great. Coming from. Yeah, go ahead.
I include no end duo, and I'm saying yes to that Liberia is acting quickly enough because the action of Liberia today, especially when it comes to the protection of our national forests. Yeah, the action when it comes to the national forests. We got the Sapo National Forest, and we got other forests that are around that are protected. Can you not mind to even protect your forest or to even protect your wetland? It means that indeed you are acting. Because in other places, there will be some other countries that may not agree.
Please put your hands together for yourself. Thank you so much. I mean, it's exciting when everybody wants to participate. That makes sense. But right now, to this next question, I'm definitely going to target people who have not spoken anything. Whether you are an environmentalist or you study anything else, right? We will ask this question. COVID-19 had a devastating impact on Liberia in general. The world, globally, universally, everybody, one way or the other, has been impacted, right? You will bear me witness that from engagement to access to your favorite places, loss of school time and everything, you have had, you have had challenges. Now, Liberia post-COVID or emerging after COVID, we are doing everything to have a sustainable recovery. Do you think Liberia has done well? That's one. But what do you think most especially that we can do to achieve a sustainable recovery from COVID? From the economy to social to environmental to all the sectors. So this is an interdisciplinary question. Do you think, or what, the question here is, what can Liberia do to achieve a sustainable recovery from COVID? What can we do? Post-recovery.
My name is Mosila Nouvelle. My name is Mosila Nouvelle, and I would say that things they should do to achieve your question again.
Sustainable recovery. What can Liberia do to achieve sustainable recovery from COVID?
So I would say Liberia should focus on the more infected areas, sector, and also carry on more awareness.
Okay. All right. More awareness. The question looking hard.
There are two key things I think Liberia need to invest in. That has to do with community-based enterprises and that of institutional policy where technical and vocational institutions.
Yeah, the first thing is that Liberia should develop national health platform. For the one, in having that,
that's a One Health platform.
the One Health platform should have a concept of what you call the COVID testing control. Because if the population is at risk, you cannot achieve any economic income. The next aspect has to do with what you call inter-regional trade control. Now, COVID is a global pandemic.
Inter-regional trade
control. Yeah.
Post-COVID.
Yeah.
Give me a different answer.
Now, you have what you call a SME group. Because if you have an inter-regional trade and Liberia is importing, then we have a sustainable farming in Liberia where we do not have the capacity to grow much food.
Do you feel hopeful or optimistic? Call your name. Give me a reason. If you say yes, give me. If you say no, give me. But don't give me etc.
Okay. I'm Diamond Mason. I'm a biology major and chemistry minor junior student. Okay, so I am hopeful, I'm optimistic that the world can actually combat environmental problems because for one, the other day I was in a taxi, right? And then not thinking, I just threw something in my hand outside the window. And the first thing I heard from the back and from the side, oh no, don't do that, don't do that. And everybody was like, no, don't throw anything out, don't throw anything out. Just put it in the car. They say you should put it in the car. And that made me I felt really proud. Really, of Liberia. We are moving forward, although it's not at the pace that other people are moving, but we are moving forward, and I can see I saw the other day Ebenezer and his friends, they came to raise awareness about the pollution with the plastic, and that was very good because I've known that, but then there are other people that was like, oh wow, it causes that, it does that, and then yeah, we're moving forward. I'm very optimistic.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'm student Darius Lane.
We can hear you.
I'm student Darius Lane K. Jones, reading environmental science major, biology minor.
I'm coming for you. After all,
Yeah, I'm student Darius Lane K. Jones, reading environmental science major, biology minor. Climate change, nowadays, we all know, is a huge issue that is affecting our environment, our world at large. And to put stop to that, we need to organize an agency or consultancy that will talk to people, educate them about climate change.
Great. The crisis that you know.
Okay. I'm student Hans Duvayu, studying environmental science major and biology minor. First, I'm very optimistic, like you said, when it comes to the environmental sector, because yes, reason being is before then, Liberia as a whole, youth at large were not engaged in the environmental sector because, due to some other reason. But nowadays, everyone of us now finding part, making impact to form part of the environmental sector, right, to make impact today in, like say, globally or the world at large. Okay, so.
Thank you so much.